Hey guys, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering where the heck we have been. There I go with the again. It's all right. So the reason why we haven't been posting lately is because I have had to make work a priority. And as when I speak about work, that means is the nonprofit that I work for. I work for a nonprofit that focuses on supporting low-income families and specifically the children in order to keep them off the streets between the hours of 2:30 and 6 p.m. when usually crime rates are up, and we just want to keep these kids safe in our community. So what I've been doing specifically is research and the actual event itself. So it is a nonprofit. So when it comes to events, we are trying to fundraise money to make sure that our doors stay open for the kids in our area that need us the most. And the thing is that we usually have an auction and a program around this time where we're preparing for it. But the thing is that we can't have it, and due to COVID-19, my supervisor and I had to do research and make sure we find the softwares that would work best for us in order to carry it out in the virtual world. So what I mean by that is that I had to live stream our program and make sure that our auction is something that I could put on online and that our guests are able to go through the experience as they would in person. So we did have to research a bunch of auction platforms, and I had to do a lot of testing and research to know and figure out how the heck do you live stream. It's pretty obvious, you just hit live, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, but when it comes to playing videos or commercials, campaigns, graphics, personalized graphics, your logos, you do need a third party in order to make sure you're able to play those different medias at once in one platform. So what we used is YouTube Live in order to carry out the live program, and thanks to one of our board members, he did bring to light a third-party software they were able to use in order to combine all our videos, all our graphics, anything that we wanted to add. And this software is actually called OBS. So OBS is a open broadcaster software. So I only know it as OBS or OBS Studio. I started testing it on my own here from home. I was using it on my personal YouTube channel and even privately through my work's YouTube channel as well. And I made sure that while I was doing the testing, I had it in a setting where it had said, I want to say public, private, or unlisted, and I set the setting as unlisted so people wouldn't be aware that I was streaming and they wouldn't get sneak peeks or whatever inappropriate or not work setting that I'm in. For example, my bedroom, I wouldn't like people looking at my bedroom, and I don't think that my work would want me to be displaying my private setting, especially in the work setting, which is obviously inappropriate. But anyways, but yeah, so I used OBS, and you basically upload your videos there, you play whatever media you want to play, and it's actually really easy. But I did have to test it many times just because of my own I guess insecurities. I just wanted to be safe. I wanted it to be positive. I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing because OBS is very new to me. I did go to school and got my bachelor's for cinema and television, but obviously we were using different softwares, and I had the guidance of a professional. As to OBS, I had to watch, thanks to YouTube, all these YouTube tutorials. I did my own Google searches. I just read things over and over, like what's the best setting to live stream? How should I live stream? Is Wi-Fi enough? Bandwidth? Do I need to connect a cable from my router to my laptop in order to display this? Do I need to use my laptop, or can I use my work computer, and is my work computer fast enough in order for me to be using this much bandwidth, and is it capable of doing it? Because usually I just use my laptop for everything because it's reliable for me and I know it's going to work. So when it comes to using my work computer for live streaming or any type of editing and recording, I'm obviously going to go to my laptop because I know it's safe and I know it's going to work. And if there's an issue, like, I feel a lot secure knowing my laptop and where to go or who to ask when it comes to troubleshooting issues. And when it comes to my work computer, I need to go through a third party, ask the right person, have this person ask the actual organization that helps us when it comes to technology and all this stuff. And it's just more of a process versus me doing it off my laptop and using my own personal connections. So shout out to that person, which I won't say because they don't know I'm talking about them. So again, OBS, it was awesome. It's this live streaming software that I used, and I can actually go into detail if you guys would like to have me go into detail later on in a different video. It's completely up to you, or I can provide like a quick snapshot of it just to give you just a rundown, not detailed, just quick overview of the settings that I have in there. Probably later on in the video we'll see about that. And then when it came to the auctions, I think I went through 5 different people. So when it came to auction platforms, I did go through a couple organizations. So one of them would be GiveSmart, One Cause, Greater Giving, Donorview, and probably one more, but I can't remember top of my head. But I ended up doing the run through with each one of them and asked the questions that I needed to ask. But we ended up going through Donorview because it was just perfect for us because of the type of organization that we have. It actually had a lot of cool tools that we're able to use, not just for events but other areas in our organization. But later on down the road, I noticed that the auction doesn't work as well when it comes to using it virtually. Or I guess let me take a step back. It did work for us, but there was hiccups because Donorview is meant for in-person auctions versus mobile auctions, so meaning virtual. So yes, people were still able to bid on items, make transactions, but there was just hiccups here and there where I'm assuming, or maybe I shouldn't assume, but always check your resources and don't rely on all the information that I give you. Again, this is just based off of my experience. Is that there was these little things that surprised me when it came down to the auction that had issues by design. I guess that's what I was told, but I'm hoping that Donorview later on fixes the issues, and I hope that they pivot with us in this new virtual world because obviously, COVID-19 is not going to go away anytime soon. It's been here since February, I guess, here locally where we've been impacted. As far as the actual date of when it existed, I'm not sure, but we're still having to do social distancing, protection, using protection, our mask, our gloves if necessary. And we're just, doing the best we can. And because of this, I hope that all these softwares pivot and make those changes in order for their business to continue blooming and make sure they're up to date with everything that we need as customers. Because again, like I mentioned, COVID-19 isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And, this could be useful for the future. God forbid something like this happens again, but we have the tools in order to do our part and make sure that we're still taking care of the kids in our community. And I think I could say that for other organizations and nonprofits, that when it comes to this virtual stuff, it's really useful and helpful tool in order for us to keep going and be successful and make that impact. So yeah, so we did the live streaming through OBS and YouTube, and the auction was done through Donorview. Again, we picked that one because of the type of organization that we are. But if it was up to me, if we were to do the auction again, I would not use Donorview, just because of the little hiccups that happened here and there. I would go more with software that is up to date and reliable when it comes to the virtual world. Not saying that Donorview isn't, again, but it's just not up to date when it comes to the needs of our organization, I guess you could say. But anyways, Donorview did work out. It happened. People were able to bid, make auction purchases. All our items went out, I believe, besides one. So it still did the job, but there was just these hiccups. So I'm hoping after I get off the phone with them this week that they do make those changes and they do pivot with us and make sure that we do have all the proper tools we need in order to be successful, and vice versa. So as promised earlier, I'm going to go ahead and let you know the settings that I use and that worked perfectly for me when it came to live streaming. So I went ahead and added a graphic that said, welcome, the streaming is going to begin shortly, in order to make sure that I can test that we are live and it is working as a guest viewer. So I went on my cell phone and I looked at our link that I had preset in order for this live streaming to begin, and I saw my welcome message, and that notified me that okay, I'm live and I have control of the other person's screen at the moment. After that, that's where I started the program. After the program, I also have a graphic that had said streaming will resume shortly, in case, knock on wood, there would be any issues, but there was not any issues. The universe was on our side and taking care of us, so that worked out great. So let me go ahead and get to it. So here I go into File, Settings. My settings obviously is in English. I went with the dark theme. I didn't really care what color it was. I was just like, I just want to get this job done. Under the general, and it automatically checks for updates. Again, this software is free. I probably have not mentioned that. I'm sorry about it, but it's free. You can download it on a Windows, on a Mac, and it's really easy to download. And I usually just go with the settings that is recommended, because I don't have to do all that extra digging, and it just does it for you. So why not, right? As far as the audio, the sample rates are at 44.1 kHz, channel stereo, desktop audio is default, desktop audio 2 is disabled, mic default, mic auxiliary, disabled, decay rate is fast. Peak meter type is sample peak, default. Monitoring devices at default, disable Windows audio. Excuse my dryer. So you can see the rest, it is not marked. If you made any changes, just a reminder, hit apply and okay. It might tell you to restart the program, which is totally fine. Just remember to come back. The video based resolution is at 1920 1080 under video. The output is 16900. The downscale filter is at LAN. Can't even say this. Let me spell it for you. LANCZOS, sharpen scaling 36 frames. And the common FPS value is 60. The hotkeys, I did not use hotkeys, meaning that you should set it up to your liking on how you want to be making the switches when you're live. People actually use actual switchers that you can get on Amazon, or I mean obviously online, but I heard a rumor that they are sold out because of everything being virtually, so everything is off the market at the moment, and there's a delay when it comes to ordering the switchers and anything that has to do with production. Hoping not everything, but I know a switcher for sure. I've seen it a couple times that it's been sold out. Moving on, I didn't touch this, again, just a reminder. Advanced would be process priority normal, render is direct 3D 11, color format NV12, color space 709, color range is full. recording. You can see what that says. I did not do that. That just says it and looks like gibberish to me, but I hope it makes sense to one of you guys. Durations 20 seconds. Automatically reconnect is enabled. 10s. Maximum entries is 20. Bind to IP is default. Enable browser source hardware. Accelerators checked off. Hotkey focus behavior, never disable hotkeys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can also record what you're recording here. I mean, what you're live streaming through here. You could hit record. But again, you need to connect your stream key in order for the softwares to talk. So stream key is very important. You could look at settings through here, or you could look at it through here under file. But again, you need the stream key to be inputted here in order for your YouTube or whatever platform you're using to stream this software needs to be in here, or else they will not connect. And the way I did it is I opened up YouTube, I got the stream key that I needed, I added it to OBS and I connected it, right? Then I started streaming from OBS over here in order to get this program going. And I went ahead and showed my welcome graphic. And from there, I jumped over to YouTube and I started live streaming from there. The reason why I'm being very specific is because you do not want to stop streaming from OBS first, because then you're not going to finish your show in the eyes of the guests. Because if OBS is going to finish a lot faster than YouTube, because there's like a 60-second delay. So make sure when you're done during your thing on OBS, you look over at your live stream on YouTube as a guest, and whatever last thing you put up, as soon as you've seen it and you're done showing the guests what you want to show them, you hit stop streaming twice on YouTube. So hit stop streaming. It's going to ask you again if you want to stop streaming. You're going to say yes or okay, and then you jump over to OBS, and then you hit stop streaming or end recording if you're recording as well. But again, just a little thing that I just had to replay over and over in my head to make sure that I got this down. Again, it's not hard. It's just a matter of making sure that you have the settings right, that you're using the stream key, that you practice if you're going to be doing a lot of switches. In my case, I didn't make a lot of switches because a lot of the stuff I had pre-recorded, and the only switches I made were like maybe 3 different switches, which is the welcome, the program, and the thank you. And then I went ahead and ended the stream, the live streaming. The only reason why we did it that way is because we had a lot of speakers, we had a lot going on, and it was just a really high risk for us to take, to be having so many speakers in their own homes or their own offices and not being able to control their Wi-Fi, or making sure that they have the right technology in order to stream, or even if they knew how to stream. It's just too much pressure, and again, a high risk for us. So we went ahead and we pre-recorded the program, and we basically only did 3 different switches. But I was sitting there biting my nails, praying and talking to the universe to make sure that everything went smoothly and that people didn't have any hiccups. So as you can see, that's why I've been away from YouTube for 3 weeks, I want to say, going on 4. I am on vacation. Tomorrow is my last day of vacation, so I decided to buckle up and do another YouTube and keep you guys updated with what I've been doing. And it did demand a lot of my personal time, and it wasn't put on me. It's just me on my own, my work ethic, I guess, my own choice. I went out of my way to do all kinds of research on my own time, do all that testing on my own time, do all my editing. I use Premiere Pro for editing. I've been using Premiere for years. It hasn't let me down, and I hope it doesn't let me down. I trust Premiere Pro. And again, it's a nonprofit. I I really love the mission. We're making an impact in our community. So when it comes down to doing these things on my own time, I know that I'm making a difference by putting in my personal time, and it does not bother me. And when it comes down to doing events, I look at the outcome and how families are smiling and kids are getting what they need, and that there's not so much suffering going on during these crazy times. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. And if you guys are curious on why I have a yellow candle here, is because there was a full moon last night. You guys are wondering why there's a yellow candle behind me, and that is because last night we entered a new moon. So it was the ending of the last moon, and now we're in a new moon, and it's carrying a lot of Mars energy, which means like it's scaring people, because usually that is related to negative energy, aggression, and all these bad things. But if you light a yellow candle and you use positive intentions and you bring and manifest all these new positive experiences and things into this world, this physical world, it's not going to end up all bad. So try to use all these, stigmas that, yes, Mars is energy is very dark and aggressive, but you can also do things to get around that and use it in a positive way. So the reason why I have a yellow candle lit for this full moon, and why it's still lighting and it's the next day, is because this is actually going against all the negative Mars energies, which is aggression and all that, cons being part of the Mars energy. And this is supposed to help promote joy, positivity, clarity, focus, and actually enhances your studies as well. So all that is going to go ahead and try and fight all those negative energies that are coming from Mars right now. And yeah, I really like candles, and I know you can actually also use this as a tool to manifest things. So let's say, I know Mars can be a little aggressive sometimes, and I want to go ahead and see if I could do something to make this candle work a little better. So I can actually write positivity inside this candle and make sure it lights up every day during the day while I'm here, because obviously I do not want to have this candle on while I'm away, because that's super dangerous. And my mother has been drilling it in my head not to be leaving candles unattended, because I will burn down my house, or in this case my apartment. I'm not with my mom, but I still hear my mom in my head telling me, be careful with, or should I say, haciendo con esas velas, porque siempre andas poniendo las velas, te vas a quemar el cuarto, vas a quemar la casa, y sabe que tanto, y no lo dejes prendido, y que te lo apagas, y por qué te lo prendes, and all this stuff. I love candles. I'm just very careful and very vigilant when it comes to lighting things on fire indoors. And but yeah, I just wanted to share that. Again, when it comes to new moons, the way I use it is just a start of a new journey, ending an old one. So leaving all that negativity that happened in this past moon cycle, just let it go, leave it behind. This is a new moon and it's a new chapter. So let's go ahead and leave all that negativity and start being more positive and try and manifest those things that we can change that we weren't able to do last moon cycle. But yeah, but that's my update. Again, I'm sorry. I know I've been really busy, and it's been a little tough, and I know I get this busy when it comes to events going on at work. I think it's a wonderful place to work at. I think it's somewhere where you learn a lot and you absorb a lot and you do so much for other people, and it's really beautiful. But thank you guys so much. And by the way, don't forget to watch Walter Mercado on Netflix. It was super interesting to learn about him, and I completely forgot about him because I used to watch him all the time with my mom, and I just didn't think of him until I saw his face the other day on Netflix, and I was like, oh my goodness, I completely forgot about him. Where is he, and what is he doing, and all this stuff. And I did not even know that he passed away. in 2019, and I didn't know that he was gone for almost a decade because of these issues that he had gone through with his manager, which is super upsetting. But you know what, may he rest in peace, and I hope that he's doing well in a whole different dimension or wherever he is. He's such a beautiful soul. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will try my best to do these weekly things. But just, I apologize. I know I said it's once a week, but lately things have been really crazy. But I'll try to give you updates as I go, and just be patient with me. And I love you guys, and thank you for subscribing, and don't forget to hit the like button.
Video edited by Marilyn H, 12 years old.